India is playing host this week. The Nepalese Prime Minister is in town. Pushpa Kamal Dahal, aka Prachanda, he took office in December 2022. He is the latest in Nepal's musical chair of Prime Ministers. It promises to be a very consequential visit. For starters, it's his first since taking office. Prachanda had invitations from India and China, but he chose India first. That's a good sign. He also put a Chinese military deal on hold before coming here. Again, good sign. His visit to India was delayed and postponed multiple times. When asked about this, Prachanda had an interesting answer. He said he was doing his homework. Prachanda has come with a massive delegation, around 88 people including ministers and businessmen. He is slated to meet India's President, Vice President and of course the Prime Minister. His meeting with Prime Minister Modi will happen tomorrow. Both sides are clear about what they want. Nepal is hoping for two things. One is a reset in ties. Nepal-India relations have been through a tough phase. Former Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli claimed Indian territories by releasing a new map. This led to a diplomatic conflict of sorts. Beijing was seen cozying up to Kathmandu. But Prachanda will be hoping to clean the slate, to get things back on track. Number two, he will be hoping for some deliverables, like more flights between the two countries, more trade and investments, and most importantly, permission to export electricity to Bangladesh. Both Dhaka and Kathmandu are keen, but since they don't share a border, they will have to use India's grid. Prachanda will be hoping for an all clear. And what will India be hoping for? A reset would be good news for India as well. But China is the elephant in the room. New Delhi has traditionally been the chief military and economic partner for Kathmandu. Now Beijing wants in. You see, China has boosted trade and investment with Nepal. So what India wants is assurances, a promise that Nepal will put India first over China. It's a policy that is pursued towards the whole of South Asia. The Maldives, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, all of them. The question is, will Nepal agree? After all, Kathmandu has its own strategic considerations. It would make sense to play India and China against each other, sort of like best of both worlds. In fact, Nepal did that right up to the pandemic. But recently, there has been a rethink. Like I said, Prachanda chose to visit India before China. He also put a military deal on hold. What explains this? Perhaps recent developments in the region. Just look at what happened in Sri Lanka. Chinese debt pushed the country into financial ruin. But even then, India stood by and helped. It gave assistance worth $4 billion. This has reinforced India's position as a reliable partner in South Asia. Hence, the much-hyped visit by Prachanda. Having said that, there's little scope for trouble. Prachanda belongs to the Communist Party of Nepal. It is considered close to Beijing. Many leaders of the party have demanded a hawkish position, like KP Sharma Oli. He wants Prachanda to raise the border issue with India. Others want a review of the 1950 Friendship Treaty. Both issues will put India off. So Prachanda needs to make a calculated decision. Indications are he will steer clear from controversies, maybe focus only on deliverables. If not, things could get uncomfortable. As for India, the brief is simple. Offer more support and assistance to Nepal, build stronger people-to-people ties. That last one is very important. Nepal and India do share strong cultural and religious ties, but those can't be taken for granted. Recently, Nepalese leaders have tried to drum up anti-India sentiments. KP Sharma Oli's revised map was the perfect example. To tackle that, India needs to build confidence. It needs to create a relationship based on trust and equality. We'll be tracking tomorrow's bilateral closely.